Hi guys, Brett here from Hearns Hobbies, and today I'd like to talk to you about practically using Futaba's latest flagship radio, the 10PX. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to bind it to a couple of cars, one with a brand new R4 series receiver and one with the older 334 series receiver, and then I'm going to calibrate it to the ESCs, set my endpoints and effectively get it ready to hit the track. So let's start by having a look. So the first thing here on this tool drive buggy that I've got is the R404 SBS-E, and that is to signify that it's the electric model, and that is to that's for electric cars, perfect for 1/10 scale off-road or on-road, which is exactly what I'm using it for here in this buggy. And you can see here that it's got the antenna inbuilt to the receiver itself, so there's no further wires or antenna tubes in the car, which makes it super neat and really fits in quite good. And you can see here the footprint as well on the receiver is really small, and it's using the new F4G protocol, so that has updated response time, the speed in transit, and also the S-Bus now makes it expandable. The 4-channel receiver can actually expand to 10 channels and run 10 servos at once should you choose. Okay, so I'm going to start by calibrating the radio, binding the radio to the receiver. So we have to create a model and go right through it. Now for those of you with a current Futaba or 7PX, or even down to the 4PX, the models and menus are very similar. So let's have a look. We'll go model select, we'll just choose model number 2, yes. Now that'll restart the radio. Okay, we'll go to user menu, and then we can go, actually I'm going to create the name and stuff first. Model select, model 2, sorry about that, it did a restart again. Model menu, model name, and then I can backspace this, and this is a brand new setup, so we'll call it YZ2, Yokomo YZ2, so YZ2, there we go, we can get out of that. That is done. That is done, and then I can go to the racing menu, and then we can adjust the speed, the curves, that's all alright. Go back again, go to the user menu, and I'm going to go to the channel reverse. I know for a fact that with Futaba radios they generally have to be reversed on the channel 2 on the throttle and brake channel, for the receivers, for the speed controllers to calibrate. So we'll just jump the curve there. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and get it into the receiver menu. Here we've got F4G, yes, and then we can put it in link mode. So we've got 20 seconds. I'll fire the car up. You can see it's red. I'm going to hold this button down for 2 seconds. There we go. It is paired as quickly as that. We'll close the window. There we go, that is paired and that is on. The car is alive. Next thing I'll do is I will calibrate the speed controller. Now this is an Orca OE1 speed controller set up to run modified. So the calibration for this is to turn it on with the brake fully depressed, and that will enter it into calibration mode, and then we go through the beeps to go full throttle, neutral, and then it's set. Okay, so there we go, that's full brake, that's full throttle, and that's neutral. So that's as simple as that. I'll turn it off and turn it on again. There we go. We should now, we have in fact got the throttle and the brake set up. Any tuning from here on can be done either on the program box for the speed controller or the curves through the exponential on the transmitter. So now I'm going to set my steering endpoints. So for that I usually turn the car around and then I'll get it to a point. I'll just get it so we can see it on camera. I usually get it to a point so we've got full steering, but not too much that we're binding everything. So if I put this one here, we can see the transmitter. If I move this one over a bit, here we go. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is set my sub trim. User menu, sub trim. So channel 1 is for steering. I'm going to go ahead and bring that over to the left a little bit. Again, with the help of a setup station, will help get this perfect. That's about what it needs for it to be straight. Again, that's just the sub trim. So out on track, you've still got the full digital trim option at the top here, which does, of course, your steering trim. Next one is endpoints. Always go the wrong menu. Then we've got endpoints, as simple as here. Again, left and right, can see they're both at 100. So I'm going to go right all the way, and we're going to go and turn that down. So we've got full lock, but not too much. That we're binding, bending the servo rack, stressing the servo out. There we go. Now left, do the same thing. There we go. So now from here on we can adjust our jewel rate and stuff like that once we get out on track. But essentially, we are ready to hit the track. So we've created a model in the radio, we've bound it to the new R404 receiver, and then I've then calibrated the speed controller and set the in points. So effectively ready to go racing. Okay, now the next thing I'm going to demonstrate is the same process, but this time I'm going to do it with the older system. So it's not the new current 10px receiver. This is the older 7px and before compatible receiver, the R334. So there's only one step that's going to be a little bit different on this one. I'm just going to put this here so we can see. So we can see here we've got the R404SBS E receiver, and it's got an antenna tube and stuff, and it's definitely not quite as refined as the new one. It definitely takes up a bigger footprint, and the communication protocol is slower, so we effectively have to slow the radio down. Okay, so we're going to go here and choose model 3 on the radio. I'm going to bring the transmitter so we can see. Yes, model 3. That'll reset. User menu. We want model select. Sorry. The menu, model name. We'll call this one just YZ4. Keypad works really well even with my big sausage sized fingers. Okay, that is saved. I'll go back and check the channel 2 servo reverse like so. Make sure that we can get it calibrated, and then we'll go to receiver, and this one uses the T-FHSS SR super response. So we're going to make sure that we've got the right receiver on. Initialize that, which resets the fail safes. Again, we'll go ahead, I'll put in the link mode, power up the receiver, and then I'll hold the button down for 2 seconds. Okay, we'll get it in link mode. Okay, that is linking. Push the button on the receiver. There we go. That is established. Close the window, and I can see in fact that the steering servo needs to be reversed as well, but that's okay, we can do that right now. Channel reverse, channel 1. We may as well do our sub trim and our endpoints right now, so I'm just going to spin the car around again, see if I can bring the front. These ones are actually pretty much spot on, so I just need a tiny little bit on this one. Yep, that looks pretty straight. That looks straight enough to get out on track. We'll go back, then we can do our endpoints. We'll go left endpoint first. Again, applying full lock, nearly full lock. We don't want to bind it all. Getting all the way down to 66%. That's left, right. It's probably going to be somewhere similar by the looks of it. There we go. There's our endpoints. There's our endpoint set. The last thing that we've got to do is our speedo calibration. Now again, this one's fitted with the OE1 speed controller, so that requires that I start it in the full brake mode, so we'll go ahead and do it now. This one's set up for stock racing, that's why you can see the blinking speed controller. So we'll go ahead and turn the car off, apply the brakes on the transmitter. I'm going to plug it back in, put it into calibration mode. There we go. That's brake, that's full throttle, and that's neutral. I'll go ahead and turn that off. We'll turn the car back on again, and we should be right to go. Yep, should be as easy as that. There we have two cars created in the 10px, both of the receivers, two different types of receivers, bound, and the ESC's calibrated. So it's as simple as that. That's me taking a look at Futaba's latest 10px, and thanks for watching.